Number 4, before we learn the cash flow diagram, we want to learn an idea of interest. And the interest is the reason why the time value, the money has time value, why the value of money changes over time. Okay, so at the beginning, I want you to look at this example. Okay, I have 2 deals for you, and I want you to choose which one is a better one. So the first deal is I need to have a small business. Okay, I need money, I need investment. So I suggest that, okay, you invest 1,000 to my small business today, and after 5 years I will give you that 1,000 back. That's the first deal. Okay, and the second one is you invest 1,000 to my business today, and after 5 years, I give you 1,500 as a total payback. Well, between these 2 deals, 2 options, which one do you prefer? Think about that. I think it's very easy to decide. Everybody wants to go with the second option, right? Why? Because the second option, you can get your 1,000 investment back. Additionally, you can also get $500, right, as an incentive, or we say as an interest, right? Because in this way, you will have more motivation to lend me this 1,000 as an initial investment. So interest is everywhere right now onto this market, right? That's how people or how businessmen incentive the others to invest money into his own business idea. Without interest, unless you're like close friends or family members, nobody wants to take the risk to just invest some money in your business with just the same payback after many years, because the same amount of money after 10 years or 5 years is not equal to that amount of money today. Okay, 1,000 today is different than 1,000 after 10 years, absolutely. And 1,000 today worth more than 1,000 after 10 years. We all know that, because the inflation of the market, because of the opportunity cost that you can invest this 1,000 saving in the bank account, you get interest. You invest this to another better business, you get better interest. So that opportunity cost, you have to consider that, which makes today's 1,000 different or equivalently higher value than the same 1,000 after 10 years. Think about that. That's the time value of money. Okay, so if you don't understand that, you just need to keep that in mind, that 1,000 today is different than 1,000 after 5 or 10 years. Okay, that's the takeaway for today's slides, and we will know like why do we say that. But I hope it makes sense to you. And so interest is very important in this chapter. Interest, we all know interest because we save money in bank account, and a saving account, they have interest rate, right? And if you want to do a loan, you have house loan, car loan, you borrow money from bank, then you need to pay back the money amount you borrowed, and you have also need to pay back the interest, right? And so interest is very common to our daily life. And so what is interest? Interest is, let me change to a red color. Okay, so interest is the fee. So fee is amount of US dollars, right? That's a number, that's amount of money. It's the fee that a borrower agrees to pay for the use of money. Okay, So interest is the amount of money that you pay back to the person you borrow the money from. Could be a bank, could be a person, could be a company, investment company, right? And the interest is something we use as an incentive, okay, as an incentive payment for the risk opportunity cost. Think about that. So if you ask somebody to invest some money in your business, right, then that person will take a risk. That risk comes from three things. One thing is probably your business or your project could fail, right? If you fail, then it means he probably couldn't get his initial investment back. Like you have a you have a bad business plan, it never worked. Well, this is very very common these days during this uncertain pandemic time. So there is a risk that you couldn't make your plan work out. Then there is a risk there, right? And another risk is from the opportunity cost. So if that person or that bank, they don't want to lend you the money, they don't want to invest in your business, they could invest in another better business, and maybe that better business will give their more paybacks, more compared to yours. So that more additional payback is the risk they have to take. Okay, that's called opportunity cost. And the third risk is from the market itself, the inflation, the unhealthy market, the whole economy situation. It's out of control of individual company or even your project. So there are risks the investor have to take. So if you want to convince them to invest in your business, to let them feel better about taking that risk, then the only thing you can do is you have to provide a higher interest rate or more interest. Okay, so that will balance the risk. And another concept is called interest rate. Interest rate is not that amount of money itself, it is the percentage, a percentage. So interest rate is a rate. It could be 10%, 5%, any percent, okay? It's a percentage of the money borrowed that must be paid back in addition to the original principal, okay? Here, original principal is the initial amount of money somebody invests or you borrowed from the bank or you borrowed from a person. That's just the initial amount of money you get. But in addition to that, you need to pay some interest, and the interest is gonna be the product of the interest rate and the initial money you borrowed. So that is interest rate. And so on the market, every day we can see different interest rate. Your saving accounts, if you go check your saving account, you will see your interest rate. It's very low, right? Usually it's like a 2%, around 2%. It could be low, could be higher than that, depending on the market. Okay, and car loans. Usually the car loans will be for around 4%, 4 to 5%. Home mortgage, if you borrow money for buying a home, right? Then for borrowing that money, you need to pay back the interest at an interest rate. That rate could be around 3%. And credit cards. Wow. Go check your credit. If you have a credit card, go check it carefully. You will see that what's the credit card rate. Like if you don't pay off your the money you borrow this month, then you have to pay a high interest rate at a high interest rate for the next payment. Okay, but you may wonder what determines the interest rate, right? Because we can see there are all different interest rates. Then what determines that? Well, generally, what determines the interest rate is the market, like how much money or quantity of money on the market. So if you draw this relationship on this x and y chart, the x axis could be the quantity of money, and the y-axis could be the interest rate. Then the relationship will be like this green curve. It's going down, okay? Going down means what? Means when the quantity of money goes up, goes to the right side, means when there are more money, cash flow on the market, then the interest rate will be lower. Because there are more money on the market, more people wish to lend or borrow money, and then it's the interest rate will be lower. You don't have to pay too much interest rate to get the money because there are plenty of money out there. Okay? But whenever the money is on the market is less, so it's hard to get money from the bank or get money from a company as an investment. Then you need to provide a higher interest rate to convince that company or that bank or that person to invest. Makes sense, right? So it's determined by the quantity of money on the market.